How well do you know your friends? How well do you know your friends? That's the statement. How well do you know them? I'm not talking about the occasional friend or the friend you talk to every once in a blue moon. About the ones that are in your life almost every day or every day, or even more than 3 times a week. You talk to online, you send memes on and messages. Like how well do you the ones like how well do you know them? Um, think about that sometimes. I think because I had a friend tell me that another one of our friends really like just did them wrong. And I was like, I didn't see it coming. I just didn't see it coming. But then I realized I don't know that friend that well. So I guess anything's possible. I had another person in my life talk about how they had someone they were close to. Turn out they were very different, including some police involvement. But they were very different. And they thought they knew this person. They were in their house, played with the kids, hang out with the family, called them family, and they just suddenly had a whole other life. And I was just wondering, and now, especially nowadays when the pandemic had hit and everybody's kind of having home outside lives or offline online lives or separate online lives. There's a lot going on there. I think about friendships. I, you know, I feel very fortunate on some, even back then, doesn't mean you know everybody's stuff, but on some level, I was young. We were all kind of living together, working together, sleeping with each other, all kind of stuff together, my group of friends and I, that I feel like I do know them, or I know as well as I can, right? Maybe you ever know anybody personally, everything. But I feel like I can vouch for them in most ways because I do know the good, bad, and the ugly, so to speak, of 20, 30, 40 years of friendship. Doesn't mean you know them again. I know doesn't mean you know them personally, but for everything about them. But for the most part, you kind of like their how they want to get upset or why they get upset, what they like, what they don't like. I mean, you kind of get to know people. But that's just really something to think about, right? I mean, I'm just at nighttime. This is JLJ this evening, so at nighttime, I'm thinking about things like this. I think, oh, do I know these people? Do I know that well? Do I know that well? Maybe I don't know that well. Um, it's because you always feel you always on the news. Oh my God, he lived next door to you, or you were friends. Why they started? I had no idea. They seem so nice. I believe that. I don't know my neighbors. I don't know any of my neighbors. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do at all. I don't. Um, I have no idea what they do in their lives. None. They could do anything. And I don't know nothing. But my friends, my good friends, I feel like I know them mostly. I guess. Yes. Um, there's always that thing too. What I hate is that guilt by association. Well, if that person's doing it, you must be doing it too. Not necessarily. I don't mean it, not necessarily at all. I'm not with my friends 24/7, 7 days a week. I don't live with them. I have my own life over here. They have their own lives over there. I don't think do it. I don't see them. So it's one of those things you're like, okay. Then I also think on other levels, that's one big general level. But other levels, you are close. You guys are friends. But are you really close? Are you close in every way? What kind of friendship do you have? Is it a one-sided where you know all their business, they tell you all their business, they come to you all the time, but do you hold back? You don't share that much? I will admit I don't. I don't share everything. When it comes to my feelings and emotions, I try to be present in my close friendships and let them know I'm here for them. And I'm very much, I do admit, I'm a fixer. I'm here for you. I'm here to listen. I'm here to like whatever you need me to do. I'm empathetic and I will show empathy and I know I can cry with somebody or laugh with somebody. I mean, I know how to do that. But in terms of like, do I run to them for my problems? No, not really. I don't. I have some friends I know I could talk to, and there's been times when I have talked over the years, occasionally. The reason like, I'm feeling this way. I got to talk about this a little bit. I've done that, but like on a regular basis, I don't do that. I notice that I don't. I keep it to myself. I had a friend tell me nobody cares about your business. Well, this is gossip. Everybody likes gossip, but nobody cares what you're going through. For the most part, everybody thinks they're going through it worse. That's a cynical way of looking at things, but I've noticed that in many ways, especially in big cities like Los Angeles, where everybody's in their own spinning in their own orbits. They're spinning. This is LA, right behind me, actually. They're spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning in their own orbits. There are a lot of people who are very self-absorbed. And that self-absorption came to a head for me when I had Bell's palsy, got almost 7 years ago in 2018, and no one was here to help me. I had a couple of people who did, but nobody came and checked on me to help me. And I was chronicling my journey online. But I remember I had a couple of friends. After it was over, it was funny how I had certain friends who I've known for 23 years, but don't live here. They don't. I give the habit. They don't live in LA. They live elsewhere or whatever. But they were like, "We didn't know it was that serious." When I started telling them the things I was going through, how low I was feeling and suicidal I was feeling, all that stuff, they were like, "Oh, I didn't know you were going through that. You posted a picture. You seem so. You're smiling." I was like, so that taught me because everybody has different online habits. You get snapshots. That smile could have been for something. I could have been testing my smile. I could have been talking about smile. I mean, who knows my smile? I don't even know what picture they're talking about. But I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't smile. I couldn't smile for a year, so I don't know what picture they were talking about. But or they seemingly thought they saw me smile, or it's an old picture of me where I was smiling. Who knows? But unless you go deeper into it and go, it's good. And I'm guilty too. I don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the time period. I don't have. I'm doing 8 million things. I don't check on all of my close friends all the time. I don't. I just don't have. I used to when I had more time when I was in it, but I just don't have. I have enough going on in my own life that I can be there for you when I can. You have my undying support, whether I'm with you or not. I do try to check in here and there with people. I've been much better about that. I'm trying to check in. Like, what's going on? How you doing? What's going on? Saying hi, calling. I do call. I call. I just called somebody who's called me back actually today, right now. Actually, I'll call back later. I was like, I just want to check in. I know I've been. I honestly, I know I've been good for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I've been out of it, but I'm calling check in now. And those check-ins are wonderful. We just check in, we talk, we laugh, we talk, see what's going on. Birthday's always a great thing for me. I know your birthday. I'm good at remembering birthdays mostly. So your birthday, that could be our chance to get together for sure. At the very least, you get some presents from me. Then you get my presents from me. Then I'm completely yours. I'm totally focused on you. And for those couple of hours, I'm giving you the best that I got. I do. When that happens, I celebrate birthdays. So I'll tell you, okay, it's your birthday coming up. Let's get together. I do. I'm like, outside world screwed, phone is turned off. Now I'm focusing on you. And that can help too sometimes. In a busy world, you just can't. I just don't. I'm not retired. I got to work for a living. I'm a caregiver on some level too. I got things to do. I don't have a chance to sit around and listen to everybody tell me everything all the time all at once. I just can't do it. But I wish I could on some level. I don't mind listening to people. Doesn't bother me at all. And all my friends they can call and I'm a sounding board. I can be totally non-judgmental or judgmental, whichever one you want. Um, but I'm not the bestest friend on earth. I think I'm a good friend in general. Like if you need me, I will. You really seriously need me, I can be there, and I'll do whatever you need me to do. I can do that. And just having my general love and support, it's always there. And online, of course, I do all the sharing and that kind of stuff and try to celebrate everybody's wins. But yeah, I have some friends. I don't know exactly everything. I have friends. Well, at this point, I think I've been to all my close friends' homes. There were a few I hadn't been to. I was like, I want to come to your house. I want to see what you look like, where you live. And I've only done it a couple of times with a couple people. But most of the time, because the pandemic changed everything, nobody's going by anybody's house anymore. But I was just like, it's not funny thing. Like, do you really know? I know people who are best friends. They know everything about each other. They got it, got it, got it, got it. I don't have that. But I have some close friends. I do know a lot of their business. I do. I can vouch for them. But I was very clear at one point. that I have acquaintances. I have people that I know. I have online friends. I have work friends. I have colleagues. I have friendly people. Then I have my close circle of friends. I do understand. And then even within that, there are certain friends I wouldn't even go to tell to lean on their shoulder. I wouldn't even do that. Um, and I have other friends I know I could talk to them, and they're there, and I know they're around. I'm not big on sharing my business. I'm not big on whining or complaining or venting. I just don't. I say, well, till we talk about stuff, I go, yeah, that thing bothered me the other day. That really bothered me. And I just talk it out real quick and then I'm done. I don't go online and vent all the time. I come on here sometimes and I have a couple of shows where I talk about stuff. But I keep a journal. So there's stuff in my journals. I may complain about, but I keep it to myself mostly. Not saying that's good or bad. Not saying that's the best thing on earth either. That's just what I do. Um, but I have other friends where it is constant. It is constant. Well, you know everything that's going on with them, whether you like it or not. And stuff. And then everybody processes differently too. Some people need to talk it out. I get that. I know folks who they need to talk everything out, whether it's problems or not problems. They got to talk it all out and then proceed. That is a form of communication and absorbing stuff. And I know other people would like give me a couple days. I might be signing off the grid. I'll be back. I'm like, okay. I respect that. I go, okay. We'll go away for a couple days. I see time to myself. I'm going to eat an edible. I'll see you on one Wednesday. Okay, I respect it. I do. Um, but I know everybody talks about in the out there about anybody wanting to do harm to themselves or stuff, and we don't want that, of course. So talking a lot of times they say is the first defense, right? Or first offense is to talk it out, and sometimes it does work, and sometimes it really doesn't. I'm sorry. Sometimes for me, talking out doesn't do anything. But there are times when talking out really does help. And talking to someone else, you gain a different perspective or a perspective you think about that actually works. Like, oh, I get that. Okay. Now I see it that way. Got it. I love a good conversation. So on the side note of all of that, I love a good conversation. I love to talk. I do this for a living. I love a great conversation. I do. There's something like it. It's whether it's dating or friendship or the jobs that I do, my interviews. I love having conversations. And silly, deep, no matter to me, I love it. So, but I have some friends, I feel like I do really know them. And I have some friends, I know them as well as they let me know them. Then next question, then I guess the next question, the level of that would be, how okay are you with it? There were some cases with certain ones I wasn't okay with it. And but then I had to learn to be okay with it. It took some time. Because some of us is not going to change. I'm not talking these friends of mine, we're in our 40s and 50s and 60s. Some of them are just not going to change. This is how they are. And I shouldn't try to change them. So I'm like, okay, now I got it. And it's actually when you accept stuff and meet people where they are, it is so much easier in your life. I have friends who are fighting against the wind. I say they are fighting it. They are just they oh my god, they just keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. I'm like, the person showing you who they are, they're not going to change at this point, or not going to change the way you like it. You can talk about it if you talk about it once with them and try to maybe you can work some compromises, but other than that, if they are who they are, they're not going to become what you want them to be. And so I mean, I used to be that way too. And it's like so hard to let that go. It is, but you have to let it go. Those are things to think about at nighttime. JLJ this evening, all this week. This is episode 2 for the week, and I will talk to you tomorrow night. We're out at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern every night this week. Bye.